Hey Foundation family, this is Christopher Barrow and Darcy Alkus Barrow, co-founders of Foundation Homes Property Management. Wow, what crazy times we're going through right now. COVID-19 seems to be taking over the world, and if you're like us, you're getting used to a new normal. There's your kids at home learning to go to school at home, and you're working from home, and just things are just changing on a day-to-day basis.
So we have two issues that we as a company are facing and addressing. Number one is the acute issue. How do we physically show properties? How do we physically maintain properties during the COVID crisis? And two, how do we prepare our clients for the long haul and the recession that's coming?
The good news for you is that Foundation Homes was birthed during a recession. And we've been through this before. We've developed a playbook to help our clients rent their properties for good rates and get them rented fast with well-qualified tenants. So we know what to do when things start to get a little bit hairy out there.
And for the long term, here's what you need to know. Rental prices will drop, and they will drop significantly. In the recession before, we saw rental rates and reductions as much as 20%, 40% at really the worst time in sort of a worst case scenario.
And the way to get ahead of this is ahead of that is by staying ahead of the curve. Tenants are losing their jobs. They're going to continue to lose their jobs. We're getting phone calls like that right now. And what we want to do is try to keep them in place. And if you have to price your property lower or offer incentives or some sort of rent concessions, we encourage you to consider that now, because having a property occupied, even if at a lesser rate, is better than having it vacant.
You also need to prepare for vacancy periods. In a normal market, from the tracking that we do in our quarterly markets, we know the average rental rate in Marin in previous markets is about 60 days. That's in a good market. So you need to prepare yourself financially for 60 days, 90 days, perhaps even longer in a vacancy period.
During the last recession, one of the most common reasons for vacancies was lease breaks. People just couldn't afford to live where they were. They moved, they lost their jobs. And it was really challenging for our clients. Preparation is key. So we encourage you, if you haven't started already, to create a contingency plan, start saving your money, and look to get creative when things do start to change around you.
Now, we know this is a lot of bad news, but we're here for you. And this is literally why you pay us. We've been through this market before, and while no one has a crystal ball, we have a pretty darn good idea of what's coming our way.
And I know at a time with so much uncertainty and bad news lurking around pretty much every single corner, it's going to be challenging to make tough decisions and tough choices. And I want to let you know that Darcy and I started Foundation Homes during a recession. It was probably the worst time to start a company. There were people telling us no. There's a million reasons why we didn't. And we made it the leap anyway. And it paid off for our clients, number one, for the people who work for us, and for our company ultimately in our community. So we encourage you, if you're on the fence about making any decisions about price reductions or rent concessions, make a decision for the long term. It will benefit you greatly.
So again, this is Christopher Barrow. I'm Darcy Alkus Barrow. We're the co-founders and owners of Foundation Homes Property Management. We are here for you. Christopher's taking consultations if needed to talk about your property and your unique situation.
Feel free to reach out to me at 415-637-8934 or email me at cb@foundationhomes.
All right. Be safe. Be well, everyone.
Stay healthy.